Hello everyone, welcome to the Regional Youth Council, project developed by Generation Democracy. My name is Neira Breto, I'm 25 years old and I come from Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. For the last 2 years, I've been closely cooperating with International Republican Institute within PESI Group, and since 2020 I have been a member of Generation Democracy and recently got elected as a Global Member Advisory Board representing the Europe region. As part of our project, Youth Council, we have been focused on Europe region, more precisely Southeast Europe. And our main areas are youth political participation and gender equality. And together with these 20 amazing young leaders all across the Southeast Europe, we have developed this regional project and educated them through 3 webinars and developed an action plan, which will be distributed to all relevant stakeholders and institutions.
Hello everyone, my name is Adriana Vujević from Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I represent Europe region in the Generation Democracy Global Member Advisory Board. I also serve as a communication officer of the board. As 2 elected women, I don't think it was difficult to choose the theme of our regional activities, and that is definitely gender equality. Gender equality is an important topic not only in Bosnia and Herzegovina but in the entire region, but also in the world. It's a topic that concerns not only a woman but also a man, and it's really interesting that the gender equality on our project was 50-50. My interest in gender equality begins with my political activism. Since 2013, I have been active in political party Democratic Front. Right now, I'm a member of the presidency of my political party. Through that activism, I realized the importance of equal participation of men and women in decision-making process, but also importance of regional cooperation. Thanks to many IRI projects such as Advanced Leadership in Politics Institute, I met many young people from different political parties in Bosnia, but also in the Europe region and in the Western Balkans region. Through the Youth Council, we managed to gather young political active people in the region who are through 3 webinars with great mentors learn about gender equality, effective communication and lobbying and advocacy. I really believe that regional cooperation is important for maintaining peace, achieving a gathered degree of democracy and freedom, and overall progress. Young people can bring much more change because everyone, whenever they come from, whenever is their political or ethnic affiliation, they have the same or similar problems and many common goals and same visions. The results of joint regional work is reflected in the development of joint action plan on gender equality, and I'm really proud that young people from our region who are ready to work together for a better future. We will definitely continue to work with them as a part of Generation Democracy Network.
My name is Dino Bashovic. I'm a graduate of Ankara Yıldırım Beyazıt University, Faculty of Political Science, Department of International Relations.
My name is Mirjana Jugovic and I'm come from Serbia and I'm member of Culture Political Committee of the People's Party whose president is Vuk Jeremić. Also, I'm PhD student at Istanbul University at the Institute of Social Sciences in the field of cultural heritage and art history.
My name is Viktoria Smileska. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Macedonia. I'm project associate in Coalition of Youth Organizations STEGA.
Zdravo, ja sam Erna Mertic-Melhođić, dolazim iz Bosne i Hercegovine, ispred Stranke demokratske akcije.
Zdravo, moje ime je Magdalena Vučna, dolazim iz Mostara, polaznica sam 3. generacije ALPI programa ispred Hrvatske demokratske zajednice.
Pozdrav svima, moje ime je Alma Tulek, dolazim u ime Stranke demokratske akcije i općinska sam vijećnica u Sanskom Mostu.
Zdravo svima, Teo Rogić ispred Hrvatske demokratske zajednice.
Moram da konstatujem da se u zemljama Balkana i bivše SFRJ ipak vidi neki pomak, kako bih rekao, od kada je to ušlo u fokus aktivizma bavljenja time. Mislim da ima dosta žena koje su se aktivno uključile, da li u nevladin sektor, da li u stranke, da li su sami činioci vlasti.
Ženama se pripisuje upravo to da budu učiteljice, zato što to je taj neki poziv koji je onako emotivniji, koji znamo svi da imamo više učiteljica općenito u svijetu nego učitelja. Pripisuje im se ta nježnost, osjećajnost, brižnost, roze, boje i to tako sve dalje, a muškarcima se pripisuju to da oni budu neke glave kuće i da su oni ti koji sve to izdržavaju, koji moraju biti jaki, a ja mislim baš da to uopće nije tako. Mislim da žena može mnogo više bol da podnese u životu čak nego muškarac. Ovako, rekla sam da u prvom redu imate premijera, imate ministra, imate pripadnike armije Republike Bosne i Hercegovine i imate brigadire i imate našu kantonalnu zastupnicu skroz u desnom gore. Eto, to je to. To je povodom dana općine, znači Sanski most, to jest oslobođenje Sanskog mosta sa jučerašnjeg skupa.
Meni se ne dozvoljava da istupim, da kažem neko svoje iskreno mišljenje. Jel kao ti si žena, ne bi trebalo da govoriš takve stvari jer to mogu muškarci, kao on ima jača leđa. To je prevod, mislim, mi pričamo otvoreno. A onda s druge strane, kažem, susretala sam se sa situacijama gdje kao ženski preduzetnik, nikad nisam naišla ni na jednu vrstu diskriminacije.
Moje prvo pitanje za vas je šta je feminizam? Ok, a moje drugo pitanje je šta je rodna ravnopravnost?
Borba. A za drugo sam napisao mit.
Ja sam za oba napisala pokret.
Ja sam za obe stvari napisao jednakost.
Demokratija, ajde da kažem. Demokratija, za drugo sam napisao pravdu.
Okay, so my name is Hana Sokolović. I am a psychologist, activist, and a journalist. And through everything I do, I always have the aspect of human rights as a priority. So I've studied psychology, and that's how I got my master's degrees in the topic of how media influences political and social attitudes of people. And during, actually at the very end of my studies, I began working as an intern at the N1 television, which is Balkan's affiliate of CNN. Afterwards, I worked as a reporter, as a host, and as an editor at this television. And recently, for the last year, I have founded an NGO, and I have been working in the non-governmental sector the most. So gender equality is something that is important for the general functioning of the society, because nobody's equal until we are all equal, and that's why it's important to speak of it in the terms of politics as well, because women are not being encouraged to be politically active. They go through a lot more pressure, social stigma, and digging into their lives when they do get into politics, unlike their male colleagues who often do not undergo these kinds of pressures and comments for being out there in the public space. So I believe we need to advocate for gender equality as if nothing has changed in the last 50 years, because we cannot accept that at this point, okay, we have some progress. We need to understand that gender equality is still a concept that is kind of far away from us, and we need to educate young people who are into politics. We need to explain them why it's important to always, when speaking of men, to always be a support for their female colleagues, and when speaking of women, to be free and not to be satisfied by being just, a number or being just a part of the statistics. Okay, so during the webinar we had participants from different political parties from 3 countries in the Western Balkans, and they all seem to perceive this topic as an important one, even though they do have different opinions on how important it is and what needs to be done. Some of them did understand the whole concept as finished. Okay, now we have women as ministers, we have women as representatives in parliaments, and that's how we achieve gender equality, while others understood that gender equality is a concept which is so much more than these numbers which we use as examples. What I thought was amazing during the webinar was how active they were and how they shown that they do have the need to discuss this topic, how they do have the need to hear others, to hear experiences from different countries, and to kind of, I think it kind of shows that they will be there for each other. Especially, it's important to have men included in these discussions, and we did have men, and it's important to have them as your allies in this fight, because unfortunately they are still the ones who are making the decisions. So I think it's very valuable to have these kinds of, in the given context it's a webinar, but to have these kinds of gatherings of young people from different countries, from different political parties, of different ideologies, speaking of a topic that should equally matter to all of them. So I think working on that with young people is one of the most important things we can do with the youth in these countries. Working to bring them closer together, to give them a common goal, to engage them in activities which they will do together, kind of proves them that they are basically not different, that they might have different, birth towns or different names or whatever is an important part of their identity for them. But it proves to them that the only way, and I do think that the only way to move forward as countries and as a region is to work together. My message for young people, and especially women who want to be active in politics, would be that they should know that there is a significant number of us who are willing to support them and to, hold their back and to be there if they need any kind of help, any kind of advocating, any kind of support at all. They're not alone, whatever they go through, and I think it's the responsibility of us in the civil society, of activists, of people in academia to show that we will support women in, not only just being women in politics, but being great politicians, achieving great things. And I really hope that we will have female leaders in all of the countries of the Western Balkans, since currently we do have women, but we do not have leaders because they do not get really the needed space to become leaders. So yeah, I think it's not only up to them, it's up to us as well, and they have my support.
Vi ne smijete počinjati rečenicu sa iskreno da vam kažem, iskreno mislim, znači da vi u startu lažete. A šta smo rekli? Trebate uticati na mijenjanje stavova, na poticanje na akciju.
Ponekad jedan čovjek ili predsjednik ili PR ili ne znam kogod da je iz stranke može jednim presom da uradi stvarno puno toga i da čitav rad i trud i sve propadne u vodu. Tako da mislim da je sam taj način prenošenja informacije jako bitan, kao što smo i do sad pričali.
Trebate biti glasni radi, ne osim onih što slabo čuju, nego da potencirate važnost onoga što govorite. Ja kada govorim tiho, to znači da me baš briga što pričam. Ja kada govorim glasno, znači da sam ja emotivna, vatrena, da mi je stalo.
Tako da smatram da treba da gajimo taj neki svoj lični stil, ali da ipak to bude sve u skladu sa onim šta radim.
My name is Arina Bakić and I'm a professor at the Faculty of Political Science, University of Sarajevo, and my major scientific interest is sociology of culture and culture of communication. First of all, sociology is science about society, and in order for us to make changes within the society, we must know so many things about the society and make sure that the young people know about the society where they belong to, and to do certain changes and to achieve certain changes that they definitely need. Effective communication in a way that is defined definitely exists, But in order for young people to achieve their political and social aims, they need to learn about effective communication in order how to define their goals and of course to present themselves. Communication within the region among young people is effective, but still not serve for the benefit of the whole society. I was really eager to hear their questions, their comments, and of course to hear already their previous experiences related to communication and their effectiveness in their presentation of their political and social goals. Of course, what is a really good result of this project is that our young people from the entire region are able to vocalize their needs. What they want to learn, how they want to learn, and what is their problems, what are their troubles, what are their gaps in their knowledge. So this is, I think, a really good benefit from this project. Young people are open and they are really able to describe their needs, and we must actually answer to them. First of all, young people are the most important generation for each society, so for every society in the region. Why to involve more women, more girls? It's because regional societies are still traditional societies with retrograde values, and we must introduce women and their qualities on the public scene, on a political and social scene. Why it is important for the young people in region to communicate, to work together, because we all are directed to each other, and together young people can achieve much more than in a situation when they are totally excluded. Their mutual communication will benefit from mutual projects, mutual ideas, mutual communication, and I'm sure that with these young people, as we saw in this project, our all societies will be much more better and more happier and more open. My only message for young people is actually to be active, not to wait for somebody else to solve their issues, their problems. My message to women and men that are young is actually to love each other, to respect each other, and what is the most important, to know their own values, to listen themselves, and not to give an opportunity for various ideologies to poison their mind, their soul, and their habitus, as we sociologists would say. I wish to all young people in this project and the other projects all best, and I wish them more activities, and of course I wish them to meet again with them and to work together.
Počnite sa timom i nemojte zaboraviti taj tim. Kad uspijete i uvijek ih vucite sa sobom, uvijek budite sa njima, jer bez njih vjerovatno možda ne bi niko nije kao pojedinac uspio.
Kako su tvoje starije kolege, ne samo iz stranke, nego generalno iz parlamenta, reagovali na tebe, na tebe kao mladu osobu i kao ženu u politici?
Ja sam ušla u stranku, u rukovodstvu stranke, ja sam bila jedina žena u rukovodstvu, neužem rukovodstvu stranke. Ja nisam mogla njima samo kćerka biti, već nekima i unuka. Tako da sam ja nekako politički odrasla u muškom okruženju, da to tako kažemo, i nije na momentu se nisam osjećala niti nelagodno, niti bilo što, jer su mi uvijek su mi čuvali leđa, ali isto tako su me jako puno puta gurnuli u vatru. Zato što mislim da je to sada odlična stvar što su radili, zato što neće uvijek biti tu neko da vas čuva.
Psihološkog momenta, aspekta, možda čak ljudskih prava, isto tako i generalno jedne te materijalnosti, financijske situacije u kojoj se nalazi povoljno ili nepovoljnoj porodice te djece koja idu kao sroditelji u Bosni i Hercegovini, biti uniformisan nekad zna biti i dobra stvar. Da se ne fokusiramo na ono što nosimo, koju torbu, koje patike, koja je to majica ili džemper, nego da upravo bude znanje, kvalitet znanja onog zašto djeca idu u školu.
Hey, my name is Lana Prlić. I'm coming from Mostar. I'm 28 years old. I'm obtaining the function of the Vice President of the Social Democratic Party, but most importantly, I'm the member of the Parliamentary Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina since 2018. So I joined the Social Democratic Party when I was 17, that was back in 2010, and I joined it as a part of the youth forum within the party. Then after 1 year being a member of the youth forum in Mostar, I became a member of the party as well, and then in 2011 I moved to Sarajevo because I went for my bachelor studies here in Sarajevo. And I was a really active part of a lot of seminars, education programs, and so on and so on. And after we lost the elections in 2014, we began to reform the party, introducing young people within the leadership of the party. So I got the offer from the president of the party to become vice president. In that time I was 21 years old. So I'm now actually already 7 years at the function of vice president of the party. And in 2018 I was a candidate for the Parliament of Federation in the Herzegovina canton, and I became the MP in 2018. Okay, so I got through all the obstacles, actually from the very beginning of becoming like a high-level politician when I was 21. So when I became the member of the parliament, it was much easier to handle all those obstacles, because when I became vice president of the party, I was the only female and the youngest in the leadership, because we had 5 vice presidents, a secretary general, and the president who were all male in that point of time, and I had really big support from them. And now when I'm also one of the youngest in the parliament, I can say that actually I had some funny things to tell, like for instance at the first year in my mandate as the MP, when I would approach the building of the parliament, a lady at the front desk thought that I was the intern in the parliament. So, but it was really funny, but, through my work, I tried to establish myself as one of the 98 MPs. Regarding the participants, I was thrilled with them, because I didn't expect that level of knowledge regarding the procedures within the structures of the state, of the entity, whatever you want. Because at the second panel, let's say, I put them some sort of workshop. After I introduced them that workshop and explained advocacy and lobbying through the examples that I had in the parliament, and I was really thrilled because they knew how to put that in place. And I can say, and I can repeat what I said to them, that a lot of my colleagues wouldn't do the job that good as they did in that workshop. It's really important because, first of all, that's investing in yourself as education and the knowledge, and also building the network with those people, not just within the country, but also within the region. And the good thing is about that, for example, now I have colleagues, MPs in parliament, which were my co-workers, let's say also participants in some seminars 10 years ago. So actually we already have that personal relation between ourselves, and it's much easier to communicate within your generation. In policy, it's allowed to copy-paste good things, and that's one way. Educations and the seminars are one way how to do that. it's really important to invest in yourself, invest in personal relations, and to give your best in doing what you want, no matter if that's politics or any other kind of job. And it's really important to love and have passion for this job and the people and the citizens, and not to forget that we are also everyday people, and also to the young politicians who are aiming to become great politicians. I would like to say that they need to work, they need to build good relations, and also not forget to have fun in their work.
Alpi and Gendem are positively influencing young bright minds in a way to illuminate path with greater disperse of colors, so that we as young people can understand that not everything around us is painted in black or white, since there is a multiplex of different wonderful colors, creating a true image of a life worth living, working and fighting for greater, sincerely better and brighter tomorrow, enhancing our capacities and advocating true democratic processes, while having highly intense interaction in order to produce a great impact of positive results.
For me, this is personal, extraordinary experience that will certainly help me to create a new chapter to refers to the upgrade of the political part of the system, which is inseparable from what I actually do, and that is the protection and care of culture identity of people in Serbia and other nationals throughout the Balkans.
I am pleased and obliged for the opportunity to be part of the first generation of Alpi leaders in Macedonia, as well as part of the Generation Democracy Europe project. I strongly believe that with the Alpi program and the Generation Democracy Europe project, we will set the new standards for the following generations to come, and promise that we will be creative and innovative enough to empower greater participation among young people in our countries and communities, including transparent democratic changes related to the needs within our countries.
Kada se u regionu, u zemljama regiona potencira na različitostima, Alpi i Generation Democracy su platforme koje potenciraju upravo saradnju između mladih političkih lidera, i tako mi je drago što sam dio treće generacije Alpi programa i što sam upoznala ove sjajne ljude iz različitih političkih stranaka i što radimo zajedničke projekte.
Alpi je najbolja platforma koja povezuje raznolike generacije sa raznim ideologijama sa jednim ciljem stvaranje bolje budućnosti u Bosni i Hercegovini.
Ono što ja mogu da kažem jeste da Međunarodni republikanski institut radi odličnu ideologiju i pravi odličnu platformu za mlade ljude gdje spaja različite političke partije, različite nacionalnosti i sve te razlike spaja u jedno i pravi jedan sjajan projekat, kako Alpi, tako i Generation Democracy.
Poruka koju bi ja izdvojio jeste da upravo u ovakvom političkom ambijentu i političkoj krizi u kojem se nalazi naša zemlja, IRI, Alpi i svi ostali podprojekti unutar ove organizacije daju jedan momentum da se takve krize prevladaju ili da se općenito one izbjegnu.